So, this is my WWE Monday Night Raw review for this week's Raw. What day is it today? January the 13th, 2014. Yes. What is this, the third week in a row I've been doing a Raw review? It's crazy, isn't it? Because I haven't consistently done Raw reviews in quite some time. Let's get started with the first matchup of the night. We got Bryan and Bray Wyatt versus the Usos, the match that I announced last week that would happen this week on Raw, and it opened the show. And it started off with pretty much the Usos getting better of the Bray and Bryan, and Eric Rowan and Luke Harper came in, interfered, and the match in disqualification. And it was proceeded to be Bryan's fault, so Bryan took a Sister Abigail from Bray Wyatt, and that was the end of that. Next we had John Cena coming back in action for the first time, I believe, this year, going up against Sandow, a rematch from when Sandow cashed in his Money in the Bank, and they had a good match. This was a decent match. A lot of near falls towards the end of the match. Sandow reversing the FU, the STF, having his own STF on Cena, but while Sandow was doing that, Cena pretty much got off from the ground, pretty much lifted up on his shoulders, and put him into the FU position for the win. Next, we would have a match involving Big Show going up against Jack Swagger, since Big Show recently, Paul Heyman recently accepted the challenge on Brock Lesnar's behalf to face Big Show at the Royal Rumble in a one-on-one match. So they're building up Big Show, so Big Show has people that he needs to beat to look strong for the next 2 weeks. Then he's probably going to lose to Brock Lesnar. So Big Show defeated not a big guy like Khali or someone, but Jack Swagger. Yes, he beat Jack Swagger and then knocked out Zeb Coulter, and Cesaro got out of there because he knew he didn't want to get hit by Big Show. Next we had a random match, like just the New Age Outlaws came out, and then they're wrestling tonight, and they were going to team with CM Punk to go up against the Shield. This was a fun match. Pretty much Punk worked the majority of the match, and then getting beat up, and then finally when he was about to make the hot tag, pretty much what was it? Billy Gunn and Road Dogg dropped to the floor and walked out on Punk, and then Punk turned around. You got to watch that spear, Punk. And for the second week in a row, Roman Reigns pinned CM Punk via spear. So will this lead to a Triple H CM Punk? Because later in the show, CM Punk would go up to Kane and say, "Where's Triple H?" And Kane said he was not here. And CM Punk was like, "Well, I know he was behind us because DX is his buddies," and he just walked out on him just like that during the match. So, and he also said he doesn't like Kane either. So will this lead to a Punk versus the corporate, the corporate nation, or whatever they call it, the whatever? What do they call themselves again? Triple H is calling himself the not the corporation, the whatever. I can't remember. I don't know why. For the life of me, I can't remember right now. It's like someone probably watching the video is like, it's this. But I can't remember right now. Anyways, so I guess Punk's gonna end up losing the Rumble, feud with Kane at Elimination Chamber, and then face Triple H at WrestleMania. Hopefully that does not take place, because I still want Bryan versus Triple H, but that's where it's leading towards now, because they already have planted 2 seeds towards this feud. So CM Punk got beat by the Shield. That was that. They also announced the first ever inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2014 for WrestleMania 30, which I will be attending. I will be at WrestleMania 30. I'll be doing everything wrestling related, but hitting the major points, and the Hall of Fame is one of them. And the first inductee is none other than the Ultimate Warrior, which a lot of people guessed since he signed a new deal. He did WWE 2K14, and it was kind of inevitable for that to happen. So Ultimate Warrior will be headlining WrestleMania 30 Hall of Fame. I think this will probably be a stacked Hall of Fame, not as probably stacked as last year, but they're big names for WrestleMania 30 because it is WrestleMania 30. Then we had a Divas match. AJ Lee teaming up with Tamina Snuka versus the Funkadactyls, and AJ Lee beating the Funkadactyls, but then Naomi getting the better of AJ Lee, and AJ Lee ran out of there. AJ Lee is 5 days away from breaking the longest record of being the Divas champion, held by Maurice. So she will beat it. She's not going to lose the title in 5 days. Next, we would have the WWE Tag Team Champions, Cody Rhodes and Goldust, going up against Ryback and Curtis Axel. And this was a whatever match. It wasn't as great as the other Cody Rhodes Goldust match, but they've been planting a little bit of like seeds, seeing like it feels like they're gonna eventually break up, which I don't think that should be the case. I think they should tag for a long time, for the next even year, or at least until SummerSlam, and then finally do a split. But they're on a roll. They're tag champs, and you don't want to break something. You don't want to end a good thing while you have it, because only two good like face tag teams you have are the Rhodes brothers and the Usos, and then you got the Shield, and then you got the Wyatts, and then you got the All-Americans, and then you got the Primetime Players, which you haven't seen in how long, and then you got Ryback, Curtis Axel, and then you got anyways, Rhodes and Goldust got the victory. Then we had I think that was it. And then we had the main event, and the main event was later on in the show. Maddox and Kane would have a little discussion saying, what should we do with the Bryan Wyatts versus the Usos? And Maddox said, well, we have a steel cage, let's put them in a steel cage match, and that was the case. And Kane said, well, you know what we should do? We should lock the cage shut, and I will be the only person that will hold the key. So they made their entrances, Kane came down, locked the cage shut, and that was it. Bryan pretty much took over this match, getting the better of the Usos, up until I think Bray was trying to climb out the cage, and then Usos hit the Uso like I believe he threw him into the ropes, and then Bray Wyatt fell, and Bryan was down. Both the Usos escaped, which then led to Luke Harper and Eric Rowan to attack the Usos, which then led to Bryan about to take a Sister Abigail again from Bray Wyatt for losing and not getting the win. And this 2-week storyline that people thought was going to lead all the way, I thought it was going to lead past the Royal Rumble, where this was going to finally blow off. It ended tonight, where Bryan turned. Even I was marking. I'm like, you know what? You should just hit him with that knee. Just hit him with that knee, and then he counted the Sister Abigail, or whatever stupid name they call it. Bray was like daring Bryan to attack him, and he finally did. Bryan whiplashed Bray into two sides of the cage, where Rowan and Luke Harper were trying to climb up to get in the cage to save Bray, but which was not the case, and the steel door was obviously padlocked, so no one could get in, which was a nice use of that. Bryan then landed kicks, landed flying leg drops, and finally landed that big knee, and the crowd was going insane. How is Daniel Bryan not over? For anyone who says Daniel Bryan not over and he's just a fad, they are crazy. Daniel Bryan's over in the crowd. He's just a main eventer. He's just the guy. He closed the show. How many shows has he closed in 2013? He closed did he close last week's show? No, he didn't close last week's show, but he did close this week's show, and he closed the last show before 2013, and he's just the star. Like, I think he is the biggest star in the company right now. No matter what numbers show, I think that as popularity wise, Daniel Bryan is one of the big stars in WWE right now. And for him not to have the title or not going for the title is crazy. So I think he deserves to win the Royal Rumble. I think you should just throw an audible if they're not planning to make Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble, because after that it just proves that no matter what you do to this guy, people will still cheer and people will still get behind it, face or heel, no matter what. They just want to cheer this guy. And by you trying to diminish people not cheering for 2 weeks, they cheered even harder and louder, and everyone in that building was going crazy. But that was my review of Raw. Overall, it was a pretty decent show. Like these Raw shows have been going by pretty quick. Maybe because I haven't watched Raw recently. Like I gave myself, when I was working those 3 months, I didn't really watch Raw. I just watched the highlights. So watching Raw for the past couple weeks, they've been quite enjoyable watching. Maybe, and since it's the road to WrestleMania, it's always more fun watching now than later on because every little thing is so intriguing, which will build up to WrestleMania, which I'll be going to. So every little thing is just like that much more. And on top of that, it's just road to WrestleMania. Oh, on top of that, throughout the entire show, they talked about the WWE Network how it being $9.99. So they're pushing it. They're pushing it. They're gonna push it down to February, and they're gonna push it from February to WrestleMania. And those are gonna, from now to WrestleMania, we'll see the most ever push for the network in its existence, I think. So from whatever, we got 12 weeks until WrestleMania. For the next 12 weeks until WrestleMania. The next 12 weeks, you'll see the network a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. So get used to that. And if you're not buying the network, go buy the network. Because if you're not, you are a moron. But that's just me talking. I know everyone's gonna buy the network out there if you're watching this video. So thank you for watching my video today. Give the Raw a thumbs up. Earlier today I made a podcast on WWE Network, which you can go listen to. And later on the week I'll be doing just talking about wrestling, just some news, whatever, this and that, little Raw recap of what I just said, just more in depth of future storylines where they could go with this. Roman Reigns, Biggie Langston, you know, those guys, future stars, main eventers. Surprisingly, we see Biggie Langston on the show, or we didn't see the was it Khali versus what's his name? Khali versus Fandango for the third time, because you know they're one piece. They gotta have the third match. Hopefully at Rumble. Not really. Anyways, thanks for watching my video today. I hope you enjoyed, and that is all.